Hello everyone joining us on Sports Today. Good night to you. I know it's past 11 o'clock in India. It's just past 9:30 p.m. here in Dubai. I hope my second attempt is much clearer and the feed isn't lagging or stopping as it was previously in my previous live. So apologies for that if you were joining us then and if you found any issues with our stream. Let me know if there is any issue with this live stream, because if there is, then I'll try to fix. But if you think the live stream is good, just give me a thumbs up on the chat, and then I'll know that yeah, this stream is fine. Because the previous stream I thought I kept going on, but then later somebody messaged me saying no, the live stream is lagging, it's not working. Okay, great. I see a few thumbs up, so yes, thank you. Shubham Garg, this is a new stream, so do not come back on the jacket and the price of it. Please don't let everyone know that. And as I said earlier in my previous stream, the price doesn't matter, the looks do. So if it's looking nice, then that is it. Okay, second attempt at this live stream. I hope you can hear me, see me very clearly. Just an update that we're coming to you live from Dubai. I just landed back from Lahore after spending 4 days there, and it was a lot of work, barely slept. If you have enjoyed our content that we brought for you from Pakistan, do give us a like on that, and I can already see you guys showering a lot of love on us and the content that we're getting. But now it's back to business. Now it's back to the Indian team, and today, as you know, is match day -2. 2 days to go for that crucial India versus New Zealand game. Has been a massive gap, a week-long gap, which is very unusual in a tournament like Champions Trophy, which is anyway a short tournament, very crisp tournament involving only 8 teams. But that's how the schedule has been made. So a long gap. But the Indian team had been practicing. They had a practice session a couple of days ago, and they had a practice session today. In fact, I am coming to you live from the ICC Academy. You'd be able to see around me. So this is the ICC Academy. You can see there it's written there. So this is where the Indian team has just finished practicing. As I said, it's going to be around 10 o'clock. They've not left the ground. They're having their dinner after a long practice session. I'll give you the details of the practice session, but just to let you know, as you can see from the jacket that I'm wearing, that it's a bit nippy, it's cold. I was told that Lahore was cold and to come prepared with a jacket, but I didn't need a jacket in Lahore. I pretty much managed it. It was nice, comfortable weather. But I've come back to Dubai and it's colder than when I was here earlier for India's 2 previous games. In fact, tonight it's quite nippy. That's why I'm wearing the jacket. The Indian team was hard at practice, as I said, 2 days before the match. But the update is that they are not going to be practicing on the eve of the match. And this is kind of become a trend with the Indian team, that they tend to rest a day before the match. So they'll not be there for practice. A New Zealand team, on the other hand, have not practiced today, but they were going to be practicing tomorrow. And those updates we'll bring to you from the New Zealand practice session when they do it on Saturday. The game, as you know, is Sunday, and Indian team will be resting on Saturday. About this practice session, it wasn't an optional practice session. The entire team came out to practice, and they spent a long time practicing right behind me in the nets. 2 players that everyone's focusing on at the moment, because there was a lot of talk about their fitness, Rohit Sharma and Md Shami. I'm happy to report that both looked rather fit. Rohit Sharma batted for a very long time, close to an hour if I'm not mistaken, and was looking very good. He was batting a lot on the back foot, playing even the fast bowlers, spinners, a lot on the back foot. I believe he had his left hamstring area taped as well, because that's the problem area. But there was the drill that Indian team does before that, hitting the stumps. So he wasn't seen doing a lot of that. So he was taking it very easy on those drills, but batting he looked absolutely fine, looked in good touch, timing the ball really well. So that's what he did in the practice session. Virat Kohli spent a lot of time practicing in the nets. Big hits were very visible. I think the one who was hitting the biggest hits today was clearly Hardik Pandya. Some massive sixes he was smashing in his practice session. Akshar Patel, Rishabh Pant, everyone, KL Rahul, everyone was there practicing. KL did some drills for his wicket keeping as well when I saw. So usual practice session. Ravi Jadeja was there, bowling as well as batting. That's what you witness. So Rohit Sharma was looking good, as I said, even though his left hamstring area was taped. The other was Md Shami, and he also started gingerly, not at full tilt, but later on he was bowling in the net, so he seemed fine as well. So I don't think at the moment there is any fitness issue with either of them. So I think they will be available to be playing versus New Zealand. Now that's another matter if India wants to rest somebody, rotate a few players. Though personally, if you ask me, I wouldn't be in favour of that. It's a very short tournament. Anyway, you've got a long break. It's kind of broken your momentum. So get your best team to play and test them against a good opposition. I think the toughest opposition you're going to face in the group so far. Many are saying possibly the final as well. So play the best opposition, play your best team, let each of them get back into form and into groove. Anyway, very few matches, and then comes the semi-final. So I think India would also look at playing the full strength 11, and everyone was practicing. The other thing that I did notice was a long conversation that Chairman of Selectors Ajit Agarkar had with Gautam Gambhir after the practice session was over. I mean, it was not a very serious, it was a very casual, usual conversation, but of course both in a very important position would have discussed a lot of cricket, if not just the tournament in general, what's happening with each player and where do they see the Indian team go from here on. So that's the other thing that one did notice in the practice session. I know a lot of you have sent me questions. I'm going to take some of those. There's a super chat by Shubham Gargi. Says, Nikhil sir, considering India might face Australia in semis, do you think they should play Arshdeep to tackle head? Give game time to Arshdeep versus New Zealand itself. Shubham, that's a good point, but I mean, I would have wanted Arshdeep to start. In fact, that's exactly what I had said. And I think he's perfectly suited for these pitches, bowls the slower ones, cutters, can bowl in the death with the new ball, everything he has. I would have liked to have seen him. We've seen Shami being a bit rusty as well. I know picked up a fifer, but a bit rusty on certain occasion. So is Harshit. So it's best, and with certain doubts over Shami's fitness, I think he's fit now to play. But if there are any doubts, you want your other bowler also to get some game time. So if you really want to experiment anywhere, I think that would be a good option to do it. Maybe Arshdeep some game time, not a bad idea. Hitain wants to know Nikhil sir, your personal opinion. Will Rohit play? Yeah, I think he will. Versus New Zealand, I think he will play. Nimish Juneja, will India finish as A1 irrespective of the result on Sunday or what? No. I think as far as I know, India, India is going to be playing, you're right, India is going to be playing the semis in Dubai, and India's first semis will be on the 4th. So that way, yes, A1. So to ensure that India play here. But who India play will depend on where India finishes, the opponent that they draw. So if they finish on top, they'll play the second team. If they finish second, the higher team. That's how it's going to be done. But yeah, India's semi-final will definitely be on the 4th, no matter if they win or lose, and it will be played in Dubai. Yeah, so that's also decided in that sense. Tejas says, sir, do you think Rohit Sharma will continue to play test format if India won the Champions Trophy? No. Tejas, to put it straight up, without beating around the bush, I don't think so. I think two very different format, and I think the selectors are also looking at it very differently. Again, I have two extreme opinions on this, and I feel that in Test cricket probably it's time for you to let the youngsters come in, because it's been the end of the cycle, and this is the right time to breed those youngsters. You have them, they kept sitting on the bench in the Australia tour. It's best to allow them to come and look at the future in Test cricket. In ODI, I have a feeling, or at least that's my personal opinion, win or lose the Champions Trophy, I don't know. But I still think Rohit is the best man to lead this Indian team. He's still in fantastic form in white ball cricket. He doesn't play T20, he plays ODI, so he's in great form. He should be your captain. I would be tempted to stick with Rohit till 2027 World Cup. But as I said, extreme. In ODI, I want him till 2027. Test, I do not see a long-term or even a short-term future for Rohit. Okay. Shubham says, considering Rohit has been ginger in this tournament, is this the last time we are seeing Rohit play international cricket? No, Shubham, I've already answered that question. I don't think so. Ooh, Dhruv is saying, do you think VK will be struggling against spinners on Sunday? Good question, Dhruv. See, spinners have been a problem with Rohit in white ball cricket especially, but Abrar was there versus Pakistan. He negotiated him very well and played a fantastic knock. But I think, yeah, In terms of, Glenn Phillips can bowl, there is Bracewell and Santner, I absolutely love him. All that in mind, I think he will be tested, and I think his real test against spin, whether he's really found a way out or not, that question will be answered in the New Zealand game. So yeah, I'd agree. I'm going to take one final question before winding up. Teja says, I also think Rohit Sharma should retire from test format to focus on 27 ODI World Cup. Completely agree with you. In agreement with that. Bhuvan is saying, disappointed that there is no live on WPL. Could you please share this with the team? Okay, Bhuvan, I've taken your point and I'm going to do exactly that. Monica Bakshi is saying, why didn't you go to the Park Stadium? You want to be there as a sports journalist. Monica, do you know that majority of the times when I'm even covering the matches, we're not always at the stadium. We're non-rights holders. So that's one. And secondly, I did cover, cricket-based stories when I was there. If you've been watching, I did a story on the Virat Kohli fan, who's a massive fan. I had a lot of interviews, cricket-related interviews. And so I have to be there when I'm going to get a story. We were there at the Gaddafi Stadium, right outside. There was a bit of a mob because we were there and we were told by the cops to move away from them. We could have gone inside the stadium, but that day I got an interview with Mohammad Amir. So what would I get sitting in the stadium vis-a-vis an interview with Mohammad Amir? Any day Mohammad Amir. So, I mean, I know, see, listen, I've been doing this, and sometimes I feel I don't need to justify it. People sitting in their rooms ask questions. I've been doing this for 23 years. I know which is the best way I can optimize my time being somewhere, or what is it that I have to do. You have to understand that when we are out on the field, to do an interview, to do a story takes a whole day. You have to line up people, you have to fix, you have to travel by yourself, you have to manage your own hotels, you have to do everything. So it's not easy. Very easy for people on social media and keyboard warriors to put out, ye yahan nahi gaya, wo wahan nahi gaya. People should mind their own business. I know how to do my job. I do my stories, I do my lives, I do my interviews, and I put it out. You like it, you consume it. You don't like it, you move on. I do not comment on anyone else or how they are covering or how many lives they should do or what story they should do or where they should do the story from. Each of us need to find our own way of doing things, right? And that's exactly what I've done. I went there to create content in that sense. That's what I am. I'm a journalist. I went there and I created content. That's my job. So how I do it and where I do it is nobody's business, quite frankly, other than me and the office that I work for. And if they're happy, I'm happy, it's fine. For anyone watching, you like it, you consume it, you don't like it, I can't do much about it. Final question I'm going to take. Kiran Khatri, did you enjoy the food in Lahore? Need your vlogs? How is Pakistan? Well, I did. I loved it. I'm going to do a live just on that. I love the food. I'm a foodie. And I eat all sorts of food, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, all types of food from south of India, east of India, west of India, north of India. I'd consider myself a food connoisseur. And I've tried all sorts of food because I've stayed in various parts of the country and I enjoy all of it. And similarly, when I travel abroad, I try a lot of dishes. So, whether I've been in Africa or Australia or Europe or the Americas, wherever I go, I like to try. And so, when I was in Pakistan, I tried Pakistani food. It's slightly different from India, but pretty much the same, slightly different. But yeah, it was nice. It was great. They were very hospitable and, ensured that we eat a lot. And boy, did I eat a lot. So yeah, it was good. Nishant is saying, Nikhil bhai, aap Pakistan gaye, that is good, but aap bach gaye aur target Vikrant Paji hue. Nahi, main bhi target hua hu. I mean, you don't see my notifications and mentions. I do see it on Instagram as well as Twitter. So people have targeted, but it doesn't matter. See, again, if I keep bothering about everything that everyone is saying, I won't be able to do my job. My job is to do my work honestly and be a storyteller. That's the job that I love, and that's the job which is my primary responsibility. I keep telling stories. Some may like my stories, some may not. And that's their prerogative. Absolutely, it's their right. So yeah, people have trolled, doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm sure, I mean, it is possible that Vikrant got trolled more than me, but that's fine. Even he was doing his job. So, and I think he also takes it in his stride. I don't think there is, because as I said, he won't be able to do his work if he started focusing on what people are saying. Sorry, I missed your name. So that's going to be the final question before I wind up. Which team do you think India would be happy to face? I'd say South Africa in the semi-final, because I don't know, with Australia, it's always Australia, so that mental barrier can be there. Though India has beaten them multiple times, so there's no concerns there. It's no mental block aside. But I think Australia comes with that reputation, where South Africa, doesn't have that reputation, and in India, in that sense, can boss them. I know they're a very talented team. They've got good spinners. They play spin really well. All of that, technicalities, yes. South Africa very well equipped, maybe more so than Australia if you look man to man. But overall, I think I'd say they'd be happy facing South Africa. Nub Dylan is saying, you are the best. Very kind of you, Nub. This gentleman called Abhay Pratap Singh, he says, views ke liye chale gaye, you are a hypocrite. Can't understand. What am I supposed to do? My job is to do videos for views, na? How does that matter? So, of course, I went to do stories. You do stories to get views. That's exactly what I do. I don't try and get. Agar har cheez view hoti, I could have been doing exactly what a lot of people do: abuse players or say nasty things. That's another easy way of doing it. If you've been a regular watcher of Sports Today, we don't do that. My job is to do the story, and why shouldn't I do a story? And I want to tell people like Abhay Pratap Singh, the more you guys tell me not to do, the more it convinces me that it was the right thing to do. And anyway, I think people like Abhay are in minority. I think they need to open their mind, freshen up, have a cold shower. The more people who understand what our job is. Our job is different to what your political opinions may be or what you think, opine about one country. Let me give you an example. If there is a war that happens, you could have an opinion that one country is the aggressor and the other is the one that's on the receiving end, and you are okay to feel for the one that's on the receiving end. But a journalist will go and cover that. Doesn't matter from which country he comes, because he has to report what's happening. Same thing with me. My job is to report what is happening. But I don't know why people think that I'm not a player. I'm not a representative of India. I'm not wearing an India jersey and playing. There's a difference between a storyteller, there's a difference between a player, there's a difference between a person who's observing and telling a story, and there's a difference between someone who's the story. I'm not the story. If there is a war, it's the governments and the armies that's the story. The people who are reporting are storytellers. If there's cricket, the battle is between teams. People who report are storytellers. For that, you need to evolve a bit, mature your thinking, and then you'd understand. Okay, final comment. Sai Srivastav says, great stories, great work. Thank you so much. Do check out some other human interest stories that we did from Pakistan if you enjoy it. But yeah, subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already. Give us a like if you enjoy our content. I'll be back tomorrow live, lots more with New Zealand practice, build up to the India-New Zealand game. The interview with Gavaskar has been done, looking ahead to the New Zealand encounter. He's also been very harsh on English experts talking about India getting an unfair advantage. Check that out as well. Tejas, thank you once again for your lovely comments. Bye bye guys, take care, good night.